Tonight, we report on a new superintendent for the Wilson Creek School District, and a man gets community service for interfering with firefighters during a fire. What's happening in sports, Bob?
Big Ben gets roughed up on the diamond in Pasco, and the Mariners close out Cactus League play. Well, it's been gorgeous out the past couple of days. Let's take a peek at the Weather Center forecast and see what we can expect for the weekend.
Hi everyone, meteorologist Mike Sines here with you. Stable weather pattern currently in place. A few high clouds this evening towards the Yakima area. I'm tracking our next system coming up.
I'm Amber Jenks, and we have all this and much more on iFIBER 1 News.
From the iFIBER 1 HD studio here in the heart of the Columbia Basin, this is iFIBER 1 News. Your #1 source for local news, sports headlines, and our very own Weather Center forecast covering the entire Columbia Basin. This is iFIBER 1 News, and it starts now.
People are going to have a chance to comment on a Confederated Tribes of the Colville Reservation truck stop on April 14th. The tribe's Land Use Review Board is holding a public hearing at 10 a.m. at the Moses Lake Civic Center Auditorium. The Fuels Division is planning to construct an 11,000 square foot truck stop and convenience store on South Wanapum Drive. The faculty is expected to include 2 fueling areas, one for semi-trucks and one for passenger vehicles. The commercial trucks are going to enter and leave at different points than the other vehicles. The property is incorporated into the Tribal Trust and Colville Fuels plans to start development in the summer. Kids can fish for free on April 16th at the Ephrata Lions Club annual fishing derby at Oasis Park. Reporter Joe Utter has the details.
The Ephrata Lions Club is hosting its annual fishing derby on the 3rd Saturday in April. The free event runs from 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. at the pond in Oasis Park on April 16th. Children up to age 14 can fish for free but must be able to handle their own fishing poles. Parents can help with casting, but the children should be able to reel in their catch. According to the Lions Club, hundreds of dollars worth of prizes are handed out at 8 a.m. for the kids with the biggest fish. Donuts, coffee, and hot chocolate will also be for sale during the event. The Lions Club will not be offering a full breakfast this year. The annual fishing derby started in 1972 and draws between 300 and 400 kids each year. The pond is stocked with fish prior to the derby, giving the kids a better chance to reel in a fish. The annual fishing derby is held on the 3rd Saturday in April each year. For more information, call 509-754-4656. This is Joe Utter for iFIBER 1 News.
The Wilson Creek School District has a new superintendent. The district school board voted unanimously to hire Laura Christian. She is replacing interim superintendent Jean Nelson. Nelson was hired to fill the role for the 2015-2016 school year following the resignation of Michael Riggs. Christian has been the superintendent of the Starbucks School District since 2012. She has a bachelor's degree of education from St. Martin's College and a master's degree in the education from the University of Washington. School Board Chair Paul Friend stated all the candidates were well qualified and Christian was the best fit. A Moses Lake man allegedly strangled a man and threatened to kill police officers in Moses Lake. Police responded to the 700 block of South Poplar Street late Tuesday night when Michael Numkena, a 34-year-old man, was allegedly intoxicated and upset with a 42-year-old man at the residence. According to Moses Lake Police, Numkena allegedly wrestled the man to the ground and started strangling him. The victim reportedly told police he couldn't breathe and felt like he was going to be killed. Police claim the suspect refused to speak with officers and became highly upset when they arrested him. He's accused of threatening to kill the officers and the victim when he's released from jail. Numkena was arrested for 2 counts of felony harassment, assault in the 2nd degree, and assault in the 3rd degree. Now we take a look at people being sought by law enforcement.
This is Sheriff Tom Jones with the Grant County Sheriff's Office. Each of the people you see here have a warrant for their arrest. If you see any of these people, we ask you do not attempt to detain or apprehend them, but call us at 509-762-1160 or send us an email at crimetips@co.grant.wa.us. If the person is presenting a danger, call 911. With your help, we can bring these people to justice and make our community safer.
We'll be back right after this.
Are you prepared to pay your capital gains? I'm ABC's Chief Business and Economics Correspondent Rebecca Jarvis with today's tax tip. 2014 was a record-breaking year for U.S. stock markets. Investors who cashed in on all the good times will likely be paying taxes on those gains. Kiplinger's Kevin McCormley.
The top tax rate on capital gains is 23%.
But there are ways around paying the price. H&R Block's Kathy Pickering says if you thought ahead, you sold some of your losers before the year ended.
If you had some gains and then you could also sell some stocks at a loss to offset that, that's a great strategy.
Gift wrapping your gains may be a better bet, says Tom Wheelwright, founder of CPA firm Provision.
If you give stock, instead of having to pick up the gain and then get a deduction, you don't have to pick up a gain, but you get a deduction for the full value of the stock. So you're not picking up gain and getting a deduction, so you get a double benefit.
With today's tax tip, Rebecca Jarvis, ABC News.
Now for your iFIBER 1 News Weather Center forecast.
Hi everyone, this weather segment brought to you by Barry Motors, one great place to buy and service a car. I'm meteorologist Mike Sines with a look at our weather headlines for this evening. We are going to see a clear night. Clouds are going to be hugging along the coastline, and that's due to a frontal system that'll be arriving around the area. So if you're headed out to the coastal regions, just expect a few clouds out there. Taking a look at our almanac for us here in Ephrata. We reached a low this morning right around the upper 30s. 39 to be exact. Nothing in the way of precip, and look at that. We're just a little bit above average. Average is 35. Record low set back in 2008 of 23 degrees. So it was chilly just a few years ago. Right now we're cool outside. Sunset for us will set for us at 7:27 p.m. Taking a look at conditions right now, temperatures rebounded. We're in the 60s, 69, roughly flirting with 70 degrees, mostly cloudy skies, and you can see the winds blowing from the east-northeast very lightly, only at roughly 4 miles per hour. High pressure still remains in control over our region. As we start up this futurecast for you, we're going to stay mainly clear for us here in Ephrata as well as Moses Lake, down to the Yakima Valley. But look out over towards the Port Angeles area. They're going to be flirting with some clouds. Clouds will kind of roll in and creep their way in ever so slowly as we continue to make our way into the weekend. The weekend's looking nice. A few spots of clouds, though, can't be ruled out. Taking a look at my forecast for tomorrow, Friday, 78, gorgeous out towards Yakima. Tri-Cities, 72, Long Beach, 57. Taking a closer look into the Columbia Basin. Ephrata, 75 and 74 for us in Ephrata, 75 rather for Moses Lake. Looking at a very nice day. As you can see across the weather map, sunny skies prevail. You're going to be going anywhere. Be sure to not forget your sunscreen, also those sunglasses when you're driving. It's going to be sunny out, and it's going to remain that way as we head our way into the weekend. Here's a look at my extended forecast. We're going to see a nice weekend in store. Very nice. Sunny skies for Saturday. A little cloudy on Sunday. As we make our way into Monday, that's when that frontal system will arrive, bringing with it a decrease in the temperatures. Look at that. The temperatures drop by 10 degrees, 9 exactly, by Monday. 61 for the high. 40% chance to see showers and storms for the start of our work week. So definitely don't forget your umbrella before you head out the door for Monday, as we are going to see that frontal system make its way in towards our region. However, relatively nice conditions are going to continue throughout the weekend and the middle part of next week. Thanks so much for joining me, folks. Stay tuned for sports.
You don't have to drive to Seattle for exceptional cancer care. Confluence Health's cancer program delivers world-class care close to home. We have a highly experienced oncology team in a state-of-the-art facility, and we're a member of the Seattle Cancer Care Alliance, which gives our patients access to world-renowned therapies developed at Fred Hutchinson, the University of Washington Medicine, and Seattle Children's. Together with the SCCA, we're delivering world-class cancer care close to home.
To save some energy, I've used Einstein's mass energy equivalents to design the haptic suits you see in front of you. They will maintain our core body temperature while we completely turn off our heat and air conditioning. With the money we save on our grant PD bill, I'll be expecting that trip to Disneyland this year.
You don't need to be a super genius to save energy and money. Visit grantpud.org to learn how.
Big Bend dropped a league opening doubleheader at Columbia Basin College Wednesday. The Vikings were blown out 11-1 in Game 1. Three Hawk hurlers combined for a two-hitter and held the Vikings scoreless through 7 innings. Former Moses Lake Chief Drew Luetta came up big for CBC with 3 hits and 4 at-bats with a double, a triple, and 4 RBI. Tyler Winkler gave up 7 runs off 12 hits in 6 innings on the bump and was tagged with the loss. Chase Tunstall threw 6 innings of 1-run ball, but his effort was wasted in a close 1-0 loss in the nightcap. Big Bend bats were silent in both games as the Hawks' pitching staff surrendered just 6 hits in the twin bill. The Vikings are back on the diamond in Wenatchee Saturday afternoon for a doubleheader with the Knights. First pitch is 1 o'clock. Well, check out this monster slam by Aaron Gordon in the Brooklyn-Orlando game last night. The Nets' Sergei Karasov turns it over. The Magic's Elfrid Payton tracks the ball down and dishes it off to Gordon for the huge slam. Take another look as Gordon takes flight from the charity stripe and finishes strong. It's CNN's Play of the Day.
And well coached, by the way, absolutely. There's a turnover. Oh, look out below! Look at this break. EP getting a handle on the ball. There's a good find right there. That young man knows what to do with it. Wow, what a finish. Coming right at you.
If you're a fan at a game in the Amway Center and you just can't turn.
Well, things got a bit chippy on the ice in the Blackhawks' Wild matchup Wednesday as one player was ejected and the other bloodied up.
Dubnik with a pad save. Scandella up the boards, but Hossa intercepts. Back to the point and across for Jalmerson, but the pass brings Jalmerson out of the zone. Coyle was hit up high by Duncan Keith, but there's going to be a penalty here against Chicago. Coyle is cut on the play, and this looks like it'll be more than just 2 minutes against the Hawks defenseman. That Keith being sent to the locker room.
Chicago, number 2, 5 minutes.
Man, that had to hurt. It's going to leave a mark, too. Well, Felix Hernandez gave up 4 runs and 4 hits in 3 innings in a 7-5 Cactus League loss to the Padres Wednesday. Hernandez didn't have his best stuff on the final spring outing, but the M's ace says he'll be ready to roll for his 9th opening day start when Seattle kicks off the regular season on Monday in Texas. We'll be back after this short break.
Whether you're looking for a bigger car to support your growing family, a new truck for your business, or something to pull that toy of yours, we've got you covered at Barry Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram and Efrata. Come see us today and learn why your family, friends, and neighbors buy their cars at Barry. On Basin Street for more than 35 years, and with locations in Moses Lake and Wenatchee, we are one great place to buy a car. Call or click 754-2411 or barrysaves.com.
We are real students, and this really is our college.
My dream will change the outcome of my life.
My college is allowing me to achieve my dream.
My dream is to be a pilot.
My dream is to be a nurse.
Only you can determine your dream. Big Bend will help you get there.
What's your dream?
Our spotlight story tonight is about a new teaching tool for students in anatomy and physiology classes at Big Bend Community College. Reporter Devin Higgins has the story.
Deep within the labs of Big Bend Community College's Science and Math building, there exists a creature right out of the pages of a Frankenstein story, but is helping teach the next generation of doctors how to navigate the human body. Say hello to Cal, an 80-pound artificial human cadaver, or also known as a syndaver. Cal's muscles are made of synthetic proteins, and his arteries and veins, as well as his organs, are colored and laid out to resemble how they look inside a real human being. Big Bend's science department got Cal through a grant earlier this year, and for the past 2 quarters, he's been used under the watchful eye of science professor Barbara Jacobs. Jacobs has been teaching at Big Bend for 44 years and said having access to new tools like Cal has been educational for both her and her students.
In a human cadaver, everything is the same color. It's all this grayish brown color. And you can't, I mean, it's not easy to distinguish, say, arteries from veins because they're both this grayish brown. In the cadaver, the arteries are red and the veins are blue. So we can just, when we do the circulatory system in class, we can just make our way through the body and trace the pattern of arteries and veins. And the muscles are more easily manipulable. You can separate parts one from another more easily to show the students.
In earlier times, medical students had to learn how bodies worked by dissecting animals or studying actual human cadavers. Jacobs said the growth of technology in just the past few years has revolutionized how students learn the same curriculum.
The revolutionary new stuff, well, it started, of course, when we got the internet. And then we started with learning management systems, which are these computer systems or computer sites that we share with our students. And so anytime I want to communicate with students, anytime I want to make things available to them, that's what I use the learning management site for, and that's really revolutionized the way we teach.
Along with Cal, Jacobs said another new tool that's changed how she teaches is an immersive digital program called Visible Body. The program does away with more conventional things like posters, charts, and even textbooks, as it allows both her and her students to digitally explore every aspect of the human body in ways never before available.
I just think the students may not realize it, but they have it so easy today because it makes it so easy to conceptualize things. And like in class, we can, when we do the lecture PowerPoints and record them, we can be playing animations of complex physiological processes. And that's one of the reasons I never get tired of teaching, because there's always something new and revolutionary that makes it better for the students.
At Big Bend Community College, Devin Higgins for iFIBER 1 News.
We'll be right back after this.
Well, one thing I knew from being a patient myself was that a dental office is a scary place to come to. And so we wanted everything possible to make sure that our office is a comfortable place for our patients to visit. Patients that I have, my clients, have made me a part of this community, and we want to give back in every way possible.
Experience speed like never before when you connect to Grant PUD's high-speed network. Visit grantpud.org to learn more.
Welcome back. A man was sentenced to community service after he interfered with firefighters during a July 2015 fire in Soap Lake. Jeffrey Tim, a 25-year-old Soap Lake resident, pleaded guilty in Grant County Superior Court to criminal mischief. Prosecutors initially charged Tim with intimidating a public servant and 2 counts of assault in the 3rd degree. The charges were dropped as part of a plea agreement. Judge David Estudio followed the attorney's recommendation and sentenced Tim to 364 days in jail and 354 days suspended. The remaining 10 days were converted into 80 hours of community service. Grant County Fire District 7 and Soap Lake firefighters responded to the fire on July 26th. As they were trying to put out the fires in 2 garages and a shed, Tim began harassing them. He blocked one firefighter from connecting a hose to a hydrant, and he acted like he was going to strike 2 firefighters. In Northwest news, the occupation of an Oregon federal wildlife refuge by protesters ended weeks ago, but the war of words between the protesters and federal government continues. The issue is who exactly caused damage to the refuge. For CNN, Pedro Quintana hears from both sides of the debate.
Just less than a week ago, reporters got their first look at the damage left behind at the Malheur Wildlife Refuge. Now, supporters of Emmett Bundy and other militia members say they didn't cause the damage, but protected the refuge for the public. They blame federal agents for causing this mess.
That when I went out there, they were cleaning things up, they were making things better, they were feeding the birds, they were shoveling snow.
But the evidence presented by the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Services tells a different story. According to officials, $1.7 million is needed to restore the refuge headquarters, $2 million to catch up on fire prevention, and $2.3 million to increase security at wildlife refuges around the West.
I've seen a rise in threats and intimidation, and we're having to staff up to meet those concerns west-wide.
BJ Sopper, a member of the Pacific Patriot Network, says the damages federal officials are claiming don't add up. Sopper admits there could be some damage because everyone left in a panic after Emmett Bundy and other members were arrested and Lavoy Finnegum was shot and killed on January 26.
Come straight forward and be transparent like they say that they're being. Let's see the itemized issues here. You know, and if they're legitimate, then they're legitimate.
Other members claim some photos were taken by militia members of the damage they saw when they arrived at the refuge. No matter who you speak to, the issue in Harney County is still very much alive.
In Harney County, we need to figure out, all right, do we have problems? If there's a problem, okay, let's identify it and let's sit down and figure out what's it going to take to fix it.
An Oregon woman is now getting the chance to hear clearly for the first time in her life. And it's all thanks to the generosity of others. For CNN, Danny Fried has the story.
Been hearing impaired pretty much my whole life.
When Amanda Brumba was younger, she had ear infections that weren't treated correctly. These infections caused her inner ear to collapse. Amanda couldn't afford 2 hearing aids and her insurance wouldn't cover it. That's when the hearing specialists at Miracle Ear in Bend stepped in to help.
I called them and I told them all about my frustrations of everything, and they told me about there might be a program that could help me.
Today, Amanda's life was changed.
Okay.
As she received a free pair of hearing aids and free lifetime care.
It means finally being able to hear my family.
Now all Amanda has to do is remind her son that Mom can now hear.
But I don't think he's going to remember. He doesn't have to yell at Mom anymore.
That's going to do it here for us at iFIBER 1 News. We want to thank you for watching, and we'll see you again tomorrow.